Okay, hello guys. I welcome you to another section of this lesson, and I believe we have learned a little of HTML and CSS, also a bit of JavaScript. And I think it is time we know how to implement those terminologies or technologies in a website. Because after you've learned bit by bit of every technology, the most important thing is for you to be able to implement those bits by bits section of it and form a website. So that's the most important thing. So I think now we are first starting with HTML and CSS. So we are heading on how to create a navigation bar, because in every website there is a navigation bar. So let me show you how a navigation bar looks like. Navigation bar helps you to redirect between pages in a website. So like something of this now. So as you can see, this is a navigation bar. You can navigate between products. This navigation also sell your product and also login. So this is a typical example of a navigation bar. So first of all, let's proceed from where we stop. Last lesson we discussed about how you can create a file with um how you can create an HTML file and also CSS and link it. So I believe all of us must have gotten this, right? We have this, but if you don't have this, please I refer you to watch back the next video, that's the previous video, to understand everything that we taught there. Then you create a new HTML file. So let's begin. So let our title be navigation bar. Then Control S. Don't forget to always save your work. So let me open this first so that we can be refreshing. And I also taught you guys how to launch your HTML project or file. You just come to your folder, this where we stop, and the title is navigation. So let's proceed. Let me write back here. So first of all, I think we discuss about ordered lists and unordered lists, right? When we talk about ordered lists are lists that contain, it depends on how you want it to be, but the default it contains numbers. So let me brush you guys to how order link looks like. This for unordered link now. List, sorry. So this is the syntax. We have the UL and the closing, and we have the LI. That's the element. So let's assume like rice. Let's list some items here. Rice. Then let's assume beans. Then let's assume maize. So then save it. So once we save it and come here, let's refresh. You can see we have rice, beans, and maize. But one of the, let me zoom it now. You can see it. But one of the problem with this is that it comes in. It's not a problem rather, but it's just a feature. The default of it. It comes in form of bullet. So let's assume you want this to be listed. That's you want it to be in form of like figure, in form of figure. So you use OL. That's OL stands for ordered list. Then we have rice, right? Then we have beans. Then we have maize. Then you save this. So once you save it, you go over here, refresh. You can see. So the difference between UL and OL is that UL comes in form of bullet, while OL, that's ordered list, it comes in form of alphabet. Sorry, it comes in form of figures. These numbers now. So that's the difference. And I think you should go and research more. I think there's a way you can format it. I think we have something like type. If you want to use Roman numeral, you can put I. So it's going to start from I, like that. So if you refresh this, you can see it has changed to Roman numeral. So that's how we go about with ordered list. So while this class is going on, while you are watching the video, you should try to ask question in case you have any question. Use the comment box, or you can take it to the group so that we can discuss better. So let me clean this because we are using the unordered list for our navigation. So navigation, we have home. Let's assume we have about us, also contact us. Then I think last one, let's make it sign up slash login. So if we refresh this, we have it here. So this is all you need to do in the HTML to create a navigation bar. So the rest is left for CSS to do its job. So now let's proceed back to our CSS. So first of all, let's use the general universal selector to give it a margin of 0. So automatically it won't give any space in the layout, that's workspace. So now let's proceed. UL now. So let's style our UL because UL stands for unordered list, which is this. So we are styling these elements now. We want the list style to be none. So this list style means that you should take away the styling in there. So if we refresh, you can see we have no styling. We have those bullets, they just disappeared. So also, sorry, we don't want to give it any margin. So let's give it a margin and padding also of 0. So also we want to give it a background color. So the background color, let's give it something of let me use orange. I love orange color, so let me use orange. Or let me use black for this. So the hexadecimal for black is #00, but if you like, you can use black. So you can see we have black, and you can see the text. Since the text is also black, it has already covered everything. But if I should highlight it, you can see we have something here. So now let's make our li, that's the element, the child of ul. You can see we have ul and we have li here. So let's tell this now. So let's make it to float left. That's, you see the function of float, that means it should make it to be on an horizontal line. So you see it here, but one thing is missing, our background is gone, which is because we didn't add overflow here. We need to add overflow, should be hidden. So overflow is also a property of CSS. So you can see we have it on horizontal line because of our float now. So now let's proceed. Okay, so I think since this is a navigation and we know that navigation, we must have to link those items. And we know that linking in HTML, we use a tag, you call the a tag, right? So I forgot to use that, but you should add that also. Let me just copy and paste. So you are linking this in between the contents of the li. So let me close it here. So you must have to close the a tag, if not it will affect others, because we want this individual link to have their own navigation. That's where it is navigating to. So now let's style the a now, because here we have li, then we have a, which is in between. So if you notice something, once I refresh this now, you can see it has changed to a link. Okay, sorry, I covered this here. Suppose, sorry, I'm already used to Sublime Text. So if you refresh this, you can see it has changed the color to purple. That means it's a link. So let's proceed. So once you come over here, so now we are styling, we have already styled the li to float to left, which makes the link to be on horizontal line. So we are styling the li and also e. So once we style this now, we make the display to be block. That means just like making the items independent. So now once we have done this, we add the padding, and I believe most of us, almost all of us, know what padding means. So if I refresh, you can see it has give a kind of space in between the items now. So we can make this to be 20 pixel. You can see 20 pixel. Then but the color, I don't like the color, so let's change the color to be white. You can use white or hash FFF, which is the hexadecimal code. We have three types of code here. You can see, right? And it's not good for navigation to have this underline property. So in order to remove it, you write text decoration, make it to be none. So once you keep this as none and you refresh, you can see it has gone. I believe, let me zoom this so that you see better. You can see it has gone. So now let's proceed. So you can change the font. In order to change fonts, I believe we all know we use the font family tag, and it has given us suggestions. So let's use this one. So if you refresh here, you can see it has changed the font, right? So now we are done. You see, we have make our navigation. Our navigation now, once you bring the cursor, it change. Once you bring your mouse, it will change to a pointer. You can see. So now let's add some effects. We discussed about our tutor taught us about pseudo class. That's, you can use the over, focus, and whatever. But now let's use over on this, so that once we bring our mouse around the environment, something will happen. So once we bring our mouse, let's change the background color to orange. So if you come here, you refresh, you can see once you bring the mouse, it changes to orange. So you can see how we move. We can also add some kind of transition in it and write transition. Let's make this 0.5. So transition means delay. So when it means that once I bring my mouse to the LA tag, HTML tag, then I want it to delay before applying this effect. That's what it means. So once you come here, refresh, and you can see it's taking some time before it's take effect. So let's make this to be 1. We are going to see it taking much more time. It will take 1 seconds. You see, 1 seconds. You can play around with this. You can also add border. You can add a border bottom of 2 pixel solid dash FFF, that's white. So let's refresh this, please. So this white you don't get to see it better. Let me use purple. No, this is a wrong combination. One thing as a web designer, you must know how to manipulate your colors. It's not about using colors. You need to know the concept of color in web design. When you are going for color, you should go for a brighter color and a darker one. It's not advisable. Like orange is a sharp color, so you are not expected to use orange and red because they are too shouty. When you are going for a shouty color, you must make sure that the other color must have to be a dim color. Something like black and purple, yes, it's okay. Orange and black, it is okay. We can have blue and black, it is okay, like that. So if I refresh this, you can see it's adding a purple border in between. So if I should increase this also to 8 pixel solid, let me refresh this. So you can see our border is much more visible now. So you see it. So that's all about navigation bar. You can go about, play around with it. But one last thing, let me show you something. Let's cancel this, and let's use transform, a form of animation. Transform, and we can say translate X. That means we want to translate the property. In your graph, the horizontal is X and the vertical is Y. So you want to transform that item X using the X axis now. So let's assume you want it to go 40 pixel. That's from its normal position. So once I refresh this, you see it goes 40 pixel. You see it goes like this. You can also use rotate. So you can go about and search more on these transform properties. Rotate, you can use 360-degree DEG for it. So once you save this and run it, if you bring, you see it has rotate, it has rotate, it has rotate, it has rotate. You can use Q and the rest. So in case you have any question based on this tutorial we did, you can please use the comment box, or you can chat me up in the group. Let's discuss. And in case you have anything concerning this, you can let me know. So thank you very much. So keep checking on the channel and please subscribe. Try to subscribe on the channel. Also invite your friends, those you think that they have the passion to learn. Can invite them to the channel so that we can learn together. Thank you very much.